Okay, so this is the stairwell that you would take to go up my apartment. And then here's the bush that she jumped out of. So that's my apartment up there where the door is open. That's kind of the hole. So I can show you. A lot of the bushes are like these hedges. They're really thick. And so you have to get really far down in here and shine the light to try and be able to find her. So it's really difficult to see underneath there, and she's you know, the right color to completely blend in, so trying to catch her eyes is what I've been trying to do. But you can see where there are parts of it that are kind of hollowed out, which would make a good spot for her to kind of make a little area for her to hang out, stay safe in, hide in. So oh, there's a lizard. Scared me. So yeah, you can see down this way how the hedges go basically against the building, but I'll take you down the entire building past the 250 feet mark. So anyway, the hedges go along the building like this, and then there's this big purple one. This one's a little bit more easier to look underneath, you can see. And then you go, then there's another opening for another stairwell. So she would have to come out here and cross along the sidewalk to get then into these bushes. I've combed through these bushes as best I can. I've been checking any kind of like storm drain or drain thing like that. I've been checking around these AC units, but they're pretty loud, so I don't know how she would feel about it. And then there are bushes like these that really are hard to see in, so you really have to dig in them. But unfortunately then there's this huge massive one, and it's really difficult to look in. So I mean, they're pretty thick down in here. It's really thick. I don't know if you can even see, but so there's a chance she's in there and I can't get to her. But you can see, and again, here are these bushes, and then you can see where there's back in here. So like I said, I've looked through all of these, you know, bushes as best I can. Then she'd have to cross the sidewalk again, and it goes on and on and on. And I've just looked through all of them. I haven't seen any signs of hair. Unfortunately, this pine straw makes it so there isn't any dirt, so you can't see any tracks. But here we're just following along, and then again she'd have to cross the sidewalk right here, and then there's like another big bush section. Then again there's these really thick ones, and more AC units. It's a utility door. Then again there's just more bushes in here. Just trying to look in through them. They're pretty thick, so that would be good cover for her, I guess. And then it just keeps going. Another opening right here isn't as thick, so I don't know about that. Then again, these bushes again, along through these walls, there's a little opening between the bushes and the building, so that's also a place where she maybe would move. It's back in there. Another big bush. And just look through here, then she has to cross the sidewalk there. This is where it kind of ends, the bushes. So you keep moving, then it gets to the side of the building. So I've looked back through here, I've looked in these bushes, and it gets pretty thick. So I've crawled around in there, and then it goes down to the side of the building. You can see this fence. So then if she were to keep going, and this gets past the 250 mark and into the 500 feet mark, but then she'd have to cross this sidewalk to get all the way down here, which is another building. It's not as long as the last one, but then you can see there's like a wooded area over there, but it's not very like, there's not a lot of cover. So just keep going here just to show you, but it basically looks just like mine. Go around this car. So you can see in here, same thing, and then it just keeps going. So I mean, we've looked up and down all of these buildings just because, you know, easy for her to kind of stay close to the wall and get around. And then there's an eating little grill area right there, and this building is the recycling and garbage and mail center. So I've looked in there, and then you can see across this road over here is where the other side of the building is. I'm going to walk back and show you the other direction of the pool, but then of course there's bushes like all along that side of the building as well. So keep looking, and I've checked on the opposite side of my building, this building right here. I've checked on the opposite side because, I mean, it's possible, I guess, that she would go through kind of one of these breezeways and go onto the other side, which then looks a lot, you know, same bushes and hedges and stuff as it is on here. Okay, so now we're getting close to the bush again in my apartment, and I'll show you how the pool area. Okay, so now we're back at the bush, and that I think she jumped into, and see my building. So then if we walk this way on this wall, then there is the breezeway, and then these stairs go up to my apartment. Then here there isn't anything, so she'd have to be out in the open right here to get to these bushes and go behind here. Then from there, sorry, there's a bug. She'd have to cross and get into these, or she could continue along the wall and go to these ones, but these ones are pretty shallow underneath, so you can see in underneath them, so I don't really know if that would be something she would do. But anyway, she'd have to cross over here to the sidewalk and go under here, which you can see how thick that is. It's really difficult to look into it. So she could go there and along in here, and then into that bush and into the pool area. So I'm not exactly sure where she went. And then if you keep going on this side of the pool area, she could definitely fit through the fence. There's bushes on each side of the sidewalk, so for reference of where I am, my apartment is right there. Then, I mean, I've checked over here because I feel like this would be a good spot for her, because there's really not a lot of activity. It's farther away from all the noise. Is back down in this way. You can see all those bushes that follow kind of the building, and in between the building and the pool. But then here's the pool, and I've checked in there, but I'm gonna go back through it again just to make sure, to see if I can find her. So that is kind of what direction she might have gone in. Either way, what we're kind of looking at. So I'll take you back just so you can, but like these hedges go all around the outside of the pool fence, so I mean, she could be in there, I guess. So now again, this is my breezeway, and we're back to her hedge. So there it is, in.